Coach's thoughts on the game, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Well, that was a great job by our pitching staff. Obviously, Patrick Wicklander got us off to a good start, and we had him on a pitch limit of about 70, 75, and still have him available for Sunday if we needed him. He, just pounded the zone. Had a few counts of 3-2, and I think he walked one hitter, but for the most part, just threw a lot of strikes, a lot of fastballs. Started mixing in a few changeups, which was good to see in about the third. And then just kind of ran through some guys that basically got their Tuesday bullpen in, and it's nice to see the offense kind of kicking into gear a little bit. And seems like Martin and Kjerstad are starting to heat up a little bit, feeling a little bit better about themselves. And now we got to get Fletcher going a little bit, but feel good about the way we play it on a Tuesday night. Sometimes you never know how it's going to go right before conference play, but we have to get mentally ready to play again tomorrow. We got to get through tomorrow.
Do you think Kjerstad's success last 2 games has anything to do with Casey getting on base more and pitchers having to pitch it a little bit differently?
I would say it helps out for sure. Just the fact that pitchers are usually a little bit better in the windup than they are in the stretch in most cases. But I just think that he's had a few things go his way. The confidence is getting up there. But he can hardly hit a ball harder than the ball hit over the center fielder's head tonight into that wind, and then he hit one awfully hard opposite field home run into the wind. So, but it was good to see him get a couple singles and see him smiling, bouncing around the dugout a little bit as that batting average climbs, and because he felt like he was struggling. We felt like he was starting to get a little bit better the last week or so, and starting to get some things to go his way.
Seems like he's hitting up the middle into the other field.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Yeah, because that's what he did last year when he kind of got hot. He I think he has 2 home runs on the year, and the first one he hit was maybe the second game of the year, and he pulled it, and he crushed it. We hadn't seen him really pull the ball and hit it that far in the game. We just see it in practice, and maybe he's trying to do that too much. And now just back to his same old self. And there's a little timing issue that I think he's gotten worked out, and seems to be pretty confident.
Maybe these guys aren't pounding the cover off the ball, but you did hold him to one hit. So
yeah.
And it was in a play. Ezel.
Yeah.
He had made the ball found him tonight.
Yeah, it was chopper over the pitcher's head, and it would have been a really good play. He tried to get the ball out of his glove and didn't get control of it. And with, like I said, if there's 3 or 4 hits, nobody says a word about it. But since there was no other hits, you question a little bit. But it's one of those plays that 99% of the time it's going to be a hit, just because of where it is and the toughness of the play. But they hit a few balls on the nose that we made some nice plays. But for the most part, the pitchers did a really good job.
On the play they reviewed at McFarland at the plate, it didn't look conclusive. Have you seen a replay?
No.
Kind of what were your thoughts on it?
Well, I thought he tagged him up around the chest, and he was already in. I was a little surprised, because usually it has to be really clear and real easy to see. So I don't know what they saw. I haven't seen it. Tell you
It
what.
looked like they got him on the hand, but you still couldn't. It looked like
The hand when he was sliding in,
Yeah.
so he was and his hands are probably out to his sides.
They said on the radio Cronin was throwing like 89, and then I guess he got up to 93. But they also say he's only thrown 1 curveball all year. Is that right?
No, he threw one today, and I know he's thrown 2 or 3 or 4 more. Yeah, and they may be going off that board out there. That board's not right half the time. We go check our track man, and it'll tell you exactly to the 92 point whatever. So who's to say? I think we saw a pitch was 89, and we're over there, talking, saying that's not 89. That's probably 92, 93. It reads right every now and then, but it's, usually it would be on the slow side, when it's lower, but when you get high, I mean, who's to say that Kostychak hit 97? I could go tell you in a little bit.
How do you think Ezel handled that being at second? Do you think he'll be back at first?
Well, his arm's got a long way to go. He fielded the ball well, and he made a really nice play on the stolen base, picked that ball out of the dirt and laid that tag on him. I knew it was going to be tough for him. I just wanted him to be able to play over there a little bit just in case we got in a bind. We had to make some changes in the game on the road or whatever. You know, I thought he handled it pretty well. Obviously, you know, the arm is I mean, it's not even 50%, and but it was good to see him move around out there.
You mentioned the other day you might start Tress tomorrow. Do you know what your plans are right now?
We're going to go with Marshall Denton to start the game, formerly Angus Denton.
And you
So-
said you'd try every way you could to get the game in tomorrow.
Well, we'll do what we can. I mean, you know, we're not going to go crazy over it. We got some guys we'd really like to pitch, and I'm sure they do too. So, you know, I know it's going to rain after midnight or all morning, whatever, but it looks like it's going to get out of here. So we'll just, who's to say, you know? Let's wake up in the morning and figure it out.
Would you
Weather
like-
Service is saying another wind advisory tomorrow,
Yeah,
similar to what you had.
I already told them that, except it's going to be blowing in.
Can you just kind of take us through the difficulties of playing in that kind of wind for your team?
Well, you know, we would rather play in cold than wind. It's kind of like golfers. You know, you don't like playing in the wind. And whenever the ball is not big enough to get through that wind, it just pushes it all over the place. And when it's already slicing, you can see some crazy things happen. It turns routine fly balls into doubles and, you know, balls that would have been over someone's head into outs possibly. And that happens all the time. But it's just really, you know, it's just difficult sometimes to figure out what to do position player wise when the wind's blowing that hard. And what we tell them is just keep your feet moving. Don't think you have something locked up. You know, you got to keep moving because it's going to be pushing away or, you know, whatever. You just have to keep moving, and you have to surround the ball and get help, and, you know, don't assume anything. But it's definitely difficult.
Did you like what you saw from McFarland at the plate today?
Yeah, I did. You know, he hit a hard ground ball in the 6 hole. I think he lined out to right and singled to center, and I don't know what else. But that was really good to see.
Anybody else?
I think we figured out the DHs are hitting 218 this year.
Tearing it up.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
any
it's
thought
been-
for the weekend on that, or?
My thought is the DH needs to get it going. You know, probably McFarland will get another start tomorrow, and maybe I'll put him at DH, but I want to see him get a few more at bats.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.